Yo guys, what is going on? Welcome back to the Jake Take podcast. As you can see next to me, we've got a very, very special guest. We've got Miles. Miles, for those who don't know you, introduce yourself.
I'm Miles. I've been doing football content now for about 2 years now. 2 years. Mainly kind of in the football shirt space. On TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, but yeah, mainly TikTok's my main stomping ground for now. But yeah, mainly kind of like football culture, all that kind of stuff. A lot of the off the pitch stuff. So a bit different to kind of a lot of other like creators, but yeah, Tottenham fan as well. Unfortunately, but yeah, that's kind of a bit of a summary about me.
We'll touch on Tottenham soon, mate. Obviously, very, very poor season,
Please
but
don't.
so obviously you do the football shirt content, as you said. You do stuff
Mhm.
not really on pitch, which is unique. Because you're not talking about what's going on the pitch. It's more like
Mm.
football boots, shirts, like memes, just stuff like that going on around football. So, my question to you, Miles, to get this started, what made you want content creation? Because it's a very, very saturated market at the minute. Hundreds, thousands, of millions of people are trying to do the same thing. What
Mhm.
what made you want to pick up your phone and essentially start talking to yourself and put it online?
Yeah, it's a bit of a weird one because it's one of those where I look back to myself 5 years ago or whatever. And if I said to him, my younger self, like, you'd be doing this in 5 years, I'd be like, there's no way, bro.
Yeah.
There's no way you're doing that. I probably laugh at myself a bit actually, but yeah, it was just one of those when I actually think about it, like I always liked making like films as a kid and
Oh,
like
okay.
filming and like doing all that kind of stuff. So like naturally, there's a bit of a crossover, I guess, from like me being younger.
Yeah.
Um, and to be honest, at first it was I first made like faceless videos.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Just made like put some football stuff on TikTok, like using pictures and like
Yeah.
carousels because it's like I was at uni in my last year and I was like, why not? I also joined up to be this like affiliate for like a football shirt company.
Oh,
So
wow.
I thought like, okay, well, on the side of uni, maybe if it can help me make a bit of money, like
Yeah.
getting some like commission off sign-ups and all that kind of stuff, which went well. And then obviously as I started to do it more and gain a few more followers, I was like, I actually quite enjoy the whole process of
Yeah.
making videos. And then it was January 2024. I then started being in front of the camera, which was like the scariest thing. And the difference now between me in front of the camera now to then is
Yeah.
like crazy because I can't even watch those old videos back. Like I was so nervous. But yeah, I'd probably say that's why I got into it. I just enjoyed it. I just enjoyed the process of making videos, I guess. So yeah.
I mean, you've got to enjoy it, haven't you, to keep going? Obviously, you're relatively
Yeah.
successful on TikTok. Obviously, you do YouTube and stuff as well.
Mm.
But for you, was there like how the word is? Has there been a standout moment so far since you started? Obviously, because as you said yourself 5 years ago, you'd have laughed. You'd have been like, "What the hell am I
Yeah.
doing?" I'm the same, mate. I was that kid in school dragging my mates to fields, crossbar challenge, dizzy penalties.
Yeah. Yeah.
None of them could be hard. None of them wanted to do it. And obviously, looking back, it
Yeah.
is awful. I've only been doing social media for about a year, and I get
Yeah.
like on this day memories on TikTok, and I watch it, and I'll literally be sat, awful back. Not that this background's good or anything, but like awful background, and it'll be like really windy, and I'll be like, Liverpool play Aston Villa, and I'm
Yeah. No, I
like,
have the same thing.
so
I have
it's
the same thing. It's weird.
but watching how you progress and how you grow from doing it, it's really, really special.
Mm.
So, has there been a standout moment for you or a video that is like the peak of what like bloody hell? Has there been a standout moment for you since you started doing it that is just top?
Yeah, I mean, getting the opportunity to work with UEFA
Yeah,
and one of their sponsors, Crypto, was
yeah,
just unreal. I mean, not that wasn't necessarily a video, but obviously, I was at work last year and just got an email come up saying like, "Would you be interested in doing this?" And I first of all, I thought it was fake, and I was like,
fake.
"There's
Yeah,
no way this is real, bro. There's no way." And then obviously it happened, and that was quite cool. Got to like be have like hospitality at a Champions League game, meet the ref, give him the coin. I then got the match coin as well. Like it's actually just there.
oh
That's
wow,
it. But yeah, so I'd say just being almost like rewarded for all the consistency and hard work by an actual physical event or brand deal or
Yeah,
brand work. Um, but I mean, I still view myself as like early on in this process.
yeah,
Like, I still see myself as like at the kind of start point, really, because there's so much I want to do and want to achieve, and from where I want to get to, this is right at the start still. Like still laying the foundations. But yeah, I mean, I'd say that's the standout moment. I say like one of my earliest like best moments I always remember was I did a video at Tottenham, obviously my club.
yeah,
Went to like hospitality, and then the admin commented on my page, and at the time that was like the
yeah.
first video that like did really well, and I was like, oh man, like I guess the buzz from that
Yeah.
can like push you on to do more,
It gives you a good bit of drive, doesn't it? Because it's like I'm actually getting
Absolutely,
recognised for the hard work now. Because
absolutely,
people do like looking at it on paper. Okay, you pick up your phone and waffle about football for
yeah,
on TikTok for 1 minute. There is so much more that goes into that. Honestly, I mean,
honestly,
even doing stuff like this, like a podcast, you can collab with people from all
yeah,
around the world. That's the way social media works,
yeah,
and it is not looked down upon, but it is very like, oh, you don't work hard, you don't do it. And it's like, no, like we do. Like there is hours you have to do, editing, scripting, thinking of ideas, because especially your stuff, you don't do stuff that's happening right now. So you don't do like, from my knowledge anyway, like match reactions, like speaking about the
yeah,
current stuff. You do more like talking about kits or talking about
yeah,
football shirt X, stuff like that. So that's all got to
yeah,
come from your brain. Obviously, you do a bit of research, get inspiration and stuff, but most of
yeah,
that is your ideas. So
yeah.
props to you, man.
Thank you, bro. Yeah, I mean, this is the thing, and I'm sure you'll agree with me on this. With you doing your content, is everyone has social media, right? Everyone has a phone. Everyone has TikTok. That we know, and so everyone I feel like likes to think they know that they could do it, or think
Yeah.
they know what they're talking about.
Yeah.
But doing it is a completely different thing, because everyone likes to think they know what they're talking about, but when push comes to shove, it is actually a lot of prep. It's a lot of work, and yeah, I think of course it can be nice just making videos and stuff, but like you do have to put a lot of time and effort into it if you want it to be good. So yeah, 100% agree.
100%, man. So people out there watching that want to do content creation, want to get to obviously X amount of followers or whatever. If you got any tips for them, how they can get there, anything you've learned on your journey.
Yeah, I mean, first of all, is and honestly, the most important thing is just genuinely like what you're doing,
Yeah.
because if you genuinely like what you're doing, it doesn't matter about the numbers, because you will just stay consistent no matter what. I mean, if I started another account on literally anything else, there's no way I would have lasted this long, because I don't
No.
have a genuine interest in it.
No.
And I used to do like match reactions and all that kind of stuff. Like I've tried loads of different things,
Yeah.
and there's a reason that I don't still do them, and it's
Yeah.
because you have to find specifically what you like doing, and that's another thing I'd say. So I'd say enjoy what you're doing. I'd say experiment,
Yeah.
throw everything at the wall and see what sticks. That's what you have to do at the start. I
Yeah.
mean, there's no point. It's literally free to post. Why not? And
Exactly.
then I just say my last thing, probably one of the biggest things I've learned, and to make a really good video, is like people say it, but you don't actually realize how important it is. Those first few seconds, you have to stop people scrolling.
Hook.
The
Yeah.
hook. You have to stop people scrolling, because if not, it doesn't matter. If your first 10 seconds of a video bang, you're gonna get a sick video.
Yeah.
If the last 10 seconds of your video bang, it doesn't matter, like,
No.
because no one's watching it by that point. So it's all about those early bits, I'd say.
It's a very good tip actually about the hook, because I've been doing it over a year, but in my mind, I've actually only really been doing it since like I want to say like October, because as I said to you, I'm getting these memories pop up and I didn't have a clue. Obviously, everyone has to start somewhere, but when you look at it, it was like my camera be blurry, like it'd be,
Yeah.
for example, like if this was wonky now, like people, just little things like that, people aren't gonna care, and I would
Mm,
be, my reaction wouldn't be there. It would just be very robotic, and like I feel like now the way I do stuff is a bit like now we're on like a video call.
yeah.
I imagine I'm on the phone to my mate, so I imagine like my mate's on the camera, and I'm like, oh my god, blah, blah. So the way you are with your mates
Mm,
and the people you're comfortable with, that's going to translate well on screen. As you said,
mm,
do something you're passionate about. We speak about football and stuff. We love football. I could sit here talk about football all day because I love it, and it
yeah,
comes across in the videos. If I started a page tomorrow about gardening, no
yeah,
offense to gardeners, I don't care. I might do it for a week, but you're gonna watch it and go, "Oh, he doesn't." You know what I mean? There's no
yeah,
care
yeah.
there. Going back to starting out, because at the start, you're not gonna get 100,000, million views,
Yeah.
etc., etc. How did you deal with at the start? Because this is a big worry for people.
Mm,
People posting and not getting views, like getting low views. How did you deal with that at the start?
um, Yeah, I mean that obviously for anyone starting, that's going to be one of the like most off-putting things. But
Yeah,
it's like with anything, if you really want something to work, you'll put the time into it. And at the start, there's nothing more important than time
mm,
and experimenting. There's those two things. I mean, you can't expect. I mean, you have to be realistic with yourself. You can't post 10 videos and think they're all going to do well.
yeah,
I mean, if they do, great. But if
yeah,
not, that's absolutely fine at the same time because then you've got experiments there of okay, this type of video did well, this type didn't, and what you got to do is you just got to be analytical about things. It,
yeah,
it is a massive game of like, okay, this works. What worked about it? What elements did well? What elements didn't do well?
yeah.
So I'd say if again it comes back to that passion thing, if you're truly passionate about something, you won't mind the video views being down. Do it for the enjoyment, but know that if you keep going through the enjoyment, through the experimentation, through the consistency, like eventually you will start to see views, and you know it's all through then gaining consistency. So stick with it. It's not easy at the
No.
start, especially, but just try. Why not? There's literally no reason not to. So just keep trying, and eventually it will click. Like it's guaranteed to. The more you experiment, the more you try, something will work.
100% words of wisdom from Miles there, guys. I say it's that simple. It really is, and it isn't. You've got to try it to
Yeah,
see if you can do it, and etc. etc. TikTok is a very weird app as well because, for example, on TikTok, someone can post themselves walking down the street with like a text on screen, 10 million views like that straight away.
yeah,
You can script, you can plan, you can really put loads of knowledge into a video. People don't care; they're not going to watch. My most viewed video is 3.3 million, and it's nothing to do with football. It was a rage bait video on Jake Paul and Anthony Joshua. There was an AI picture of Jake Paul with his hand raised, and I
mm,
literally did it probably a week before the fight, and I said, "Oh my god, Jake Paul's beating Anthony Joshua." Went crazy. Nothing to do with football. Like, obviously, I enjoy
mm.
boxing and the YouTube side of it, but nothing to do with football. So a bit gutted about that, but nevertheless, it's still
Yeah.
views. So I'm still happy about that. Right, we're gonna move on now to your beloved Tottenham Hotspur.
Oh
Unfortunately,
God.
so still in the Champions League,
Yeah.
facing Atletico Madrid in the week, but a recent departure of Thomas Frank. Obviously, 7 wins, 8 draws, 11 defeats. Too soon, or would you give Thomas Frank longer? What are your thoughts on all of that?
Too soon. I mean, he should have been gone by December. I mean,
Yeah,
seriously, he stuck. He was there for way too long. I mean, you know what? I was so when we won the Europa League, I thought finally everything's clicked now.
yeah.
I thought sacking Ange was the right thing.
Oh, okay.
People saying that we should have kept Ange, like, come on,
Yeah,
seriously, like, no way. Like, we brought Thomas Frank in, and on paper, that was a great appointment. I was so happy about that. A proven coach
yeah,
who can make players better. Worked in the Prem before, did so well on limited budget at Brentford, and it just hasn't worked. It hasn't
no,
worked. But I think we're now paying for the years of neglect from our owners because this team has been slowly getting worse every single year.
yeah,
I mean, you saw we finished like what 17th last year. That
yeah,
was no fluke. We should have placed there because of how
yeah,
bad we are. Now, don't get me wrong, the team is still good enough to be out of the relegation zone, but clearly Thomas Frank was just not getting anything out of those players at all. And it's like if they're not playing, I think there's part blame on the players. Yeah, sure.
yeah.
A manager has to get a group of players going, and he clearly wasn't doing that. So I think he had to go, and I think he should have gone sooner. After that West Ham loss at home, I think that was maybe like mid-December.
Yeah.
That should have been it. That really should have been it, to be honest.
I did feel sorry for Thomas Frank. Obviously, he's a very likable guy,
Yeah, yeah. No, I really like him. but it
Good
just didn't work.
football. Good football at Brentford didn't work. There's a clip that come out of him in the dressing room. I don't know what game it was. He was trying to speak to the players. No respect there at all. I think he was like second balls first, like win this. The players don't give a shit. They're looking around. They're doing their tape and stuff. Obviously, players are prepping for the match, but it always felt like. Obviously, I'm a Liverpool fan, so from an outsider looking in, that he's trying to manage like children, for example. He's trying
Yeah.
to put his philosophy on the game, and they're just like, like not asked. Hasn't translated
Mm.
well at all, which is unfortunate. Big question to you now: do Spurs stay up? Because there was this big talking point that Spurs are too good to go down, but
No, I mean
no one's too good to
we
go
are
down.
we are the worst team in the league right now. Right, like not on paper in the league, but in terms of results and
Yeah,
form, and we are the worst team in the league. It's as
yeah,
simple as that. Do I think we go down? I think we've got more favourable fixtures than the other teams. Like
yeah,
West Ham have some terrible fixtures, Forest as well. So no, and also you've got to remember by late March, obviously we'll have players like Kudus coming back. We'll
yeah,
have other players just coming back because we have got a lot of injuries. But you know what? I think it depends on games like today. If we beat Palace at home, then I think we're going to probably scrape by. If we lose games like today,
yeah,
we're in massive trouble. And yes, we can go down.
yeah.
I'm saying like yes, but I don't think we will. But we 100% can go down.
Obviously,
So
really good result last night for Forest as well. 2-2 against City.
oh
That's
no,
probably wrapped up Arsenal's title now. To be perfectly honest, unfortunate for you as a Spurs fan.
yeah,
You have touched on that. You've got Crystal Palace tonight. Spurs are historically strong against Palace at home. Palace won their 2-0 last year, but that was Palace's first win at a Tottenham stadium since 1997. So there you go. Fact of the day, ladies and gentlemen. Next three games, you've got Palace, Liverpool, and Forest. The Forest one's a massive 6 pointer considering where they are and you guys are.
yeah.
It's going to be all on that game. How many points do you realistically think you take from the next three games?
I mean, I think minimum we have to take 6, right?
Yeah,
We have to beat Palace, we have to beat Forest, and if as long as we do that, I don't mind losing. I mean, we never get a result against Liverpool at Anfield. That's just not going to
yeah,
happen. So yeah, but we have to beat Forest. If we beat Palace and Forest, then I think things start. I think the
yeah.
narrative starts to change a slight bit. Of yes, we've been poor, but I, you know, those would be massive 6 points there if we got that. Especially that it's against Forest as well, obviously down with us.
100%. Yeah,
So
100%.
yeah, I think the next 3 games are absolutely crucial. And obviously in the midst of that, you've got Champions League, which is a bit of a weird one because it's like, why are we still in the Champions League? But there you go. That's Tottenham for you.
We're going to touch on the Champions League in a minute. I've got some quick fire questions. We're going to go through like a this or that type thing.
Okay, yeah, yeah.
I just want to quickly speak on the Arsenal game. Obviously, I was watching that as a Spurs fan. I mean, no, yeah, watching that as a Spurs fan because I
Yeah,
myself am a Liverpool fan, but City win the league for me. I don't care about City.
no one cares,
I
bro.
really don't care. I just don't want Arsenal to win it. Oh my
No,
word, I
imagine
really
how I feel.
100%. So I was watching that Spurs game when that second goal gets disallowed for a push.
Oh man,
What are your thoughts on? Because we've seen that so many times this year. It happened. I don't know the specific, but we've seen it about 3 or 4 times, and the ref's gone, "Oh, he's got to be stronger." Oh no, you can do that. But if you actually watch the ref cam, mate, Gabriel throws himself about 10 yards forward.
yeah.
Like, what are your thoughts on that Arsenal
I,
game?
I
Because
think
that was there for Spurs to me. Arsenal wasn't playing great. I thought Spurs were going to nick it here.
no, I agree. I agree. I mean, obviously, so I was there. It was a great day.
Yeah,
Like, it was a great build up. The atmosphere was unbelievable. Like, it
yeah,
was so good. And that's the thing I get annoyed about. The fans are always there, and it just doesn't seem like the players respond sometimes.
yeah,
But that incident, I mean, what can you do? That's been given against us uh, before this season. Do I think he exaggerated it? Absolutely. Do I think
yeah,
the ref should have disallowed? Should have allowed the goal? I think yes.
yeah,
Um, Technically, is it a foul? Well, technically, yes, because it's 2 hands on the back. But it's like you gotta have some common sense.
yeah.
How is he going? How is he getting? He's not getting pushed that far.
No,
So in the context of the game, I think it should have been allowed. I think it's ridiculous. I think 1 week a ref gives that, 1 week a ref doesn't. So it's like, where's the consistency? Because this keeps happening to us this season,
You
and it seems to always go the wrong way for some reason.
you see it as well. Players now actively looking for fouls. I mean, going back to Tuesday night's game, Virgil van Dijk gets a slight contact on the net. For me, I want to clarify this now. Van Dijk should have been stronger there. 100 million% should have been stronger. But you see, slightest little contact on the back, throws
Mhm.
himself forward. He's looking round. Ref, ref, ref. No, Wolves have made it
Yeah,
1-0, mate. So it's setting a bad rep because it's so inconsistent. Referees in VAR this year have been an absolute joke. We could sit here and talk
yeah.
for days about VAR, but
No, honestly.
we're not going to give them the satisfaction. Fuck them. Moving on to a bit more positive note then. Obviously, being a Spurs fan, lots of ups, lots of downs. I've got two written down here, but I want to hear it from you. What is your best moment being a Spurs fan?
Europa League win.
Europa League
I
win,
was,
yeah,
oh yeah, I was there. I was there. It was just the best day ever. Like, just unbelievable. The whole day, just the build up, the fan park, the stadium, and then just winning that. It was like I couldn't believe Spurs won a trophy, to be honest. And I'd seen it, so European trophy as well. So yeah, it was something. It was just special.
that's been the narrative for a while, hasn't it? It's like, oh, when a Spurs won a trophy, you haven't won a trophy for 18 years, blah 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 blah. Going into that Europa League final, did you genuinely think you're going to win, or was you a bit like, I don't know,
Um,
or was you fully like, yes, like we're doing it? Because as an outsider looking in, I think it was written for Spurs to win that. Obviously, the end
yeah,
saying the whole, I win things in my second year.
yeah,
United being the way United was underneath Amarim, I just thought it was written for Spurs to do it. And the game wasn't the best. I think you can agree with that. But
yeah.
you
No,
got the job done. 5, 10 years down the line, people don't watch the game back; they just see the result. So
yeah.
what are your thoughts like going into that game?
No, I mean, I was pretty much the same. Where I just had a feeling that, like, do you know what it was? I mean, I didn't have a clear as day feeling of like we're gonna win it,
Yeah,
but as soon as I got in that stadium, it then switched, and I was like, you
yeah,
know what, we're just gonna do this because you could tell our fans just wanted it more,
yeah,
and I could just feel that like the club, the players that would translate to them, and they wanted it more. We just wanted it more than they did.
yeah,
United have been in cup finals, whatever. You know, we were in a European Cup final. We'd lost the Champions League final 6 years prior. It's like everything had been led up to this, and we just wanted it more. And so
yeah,
and as soon as I kind of felt the crowd as well, it was like, yeah, I think we're doing this, to be honest. But I get what you mean. It was kind of, especially with like Palace winning a trophy and Newcastle winning a
yeah,
trophy. It was like, I mean, it would be the most Spursy thing for us then not to win a trophy like all
yeah.
these other teams, but we did it, and yeah, I thought things would be a bit different a year on, but clearly not.
I did have written down, so it was the Europa League win underneath Ange, and I did have the 2019 Champions League final, obviously underneath Poch.
Yeah,
Going into that Champions League, obviously Liverpool won, so
yeah,
it felt like I don't know. It felt like Spurs wasn't quite ready to be at a final. There, obviously, brilliant comeback against Ajax. From a Spurs fan's point of view, going back to that 2019 Champions League final, was it a
Mm.
similar feeling to the Europa League one, or was it just like it's a final, anything can happen? How was you feeling going into that final?
I mean, I knew it would be like
Yeah,
near on impossible to win that. I really did not think we were going to win that at all, but it was just the fashion we lost it in. I mean, as soon as we conceded that penalty straight away, that I knew we'd lose. That's
yeah,
it. It was done. Because if we were ever going to win that game, it was going to be like the rest of our Champions League campaign. It would be
yeah,
like holding on, seeing if we could nick a goal or something. We had to be in the game.
yeah,
There was no way
yeah,
we were going to come to that final and play a different way than we had done the whole Champions League. And the whole Champions League we played in that year
yeah.
was stay in the game, nick a goal, build
Lucas
on the
Moura.
momentum. Lucas Moura, and then he didn't even start in the final. That's ridiculous.
Looking back on that final as a Liverpool fan, it was an awful game of football. I think Spurs probably dominated the game. I think Allison had something like 8 or 9, say like something like that. I mean, I think it was. I can't remember who stepped over the free kick, but I literally went out of the room. I was like, I said, "There's no way I'm watching it. It's gonna go in." Obviously, great save from Allison, and it's one of them going into that final against Spurs being the favourites. I always thought I said we're gonna bottle this, but we didn't.
Yeah.
So, guys, that wraps up the podcast. If you did enjoy, please make sure to drop me a like and a follow. All of Miles' links will be in the description. top geezer. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you in the next one.